Have you ever wondered why some people seem to always make the right decisions and live with deep purpose and clarity? Is their secret found in what they do each day, or more precisely, in what they consciously avoid? And what if I told you that true alignment with your values begins not with adding more, but with eliminating the distractions that cloud your path? Life is a journey paved with choices. Each one, no matter how small, shapes the direction and destiny of our lives. And here's a truth worth reflecting on. A meaningful life is not only built by what you do, but more profoundly by what you choose not to do. Intelligent individuals, those who flourish and find true purpose, have mastered the art of discernment. They live with clarity and intention, reflecting the essence of Stoic philosophy. Today, we'll explore the habits and traps that wise individuals deliberately avoid, guided by timeless Stoic teachings. If you're on a quest for deeper meaning, inner peace, and lasting growth, then this video may be the key you've been looking for. And if you find value in what we share, please subscribe. A small action that could open up a world of transformative insight for your journey. Smart individuals don't waste time on empty conversations. For them, time is sacred. It mirrors their values and priorities. They steer clear of meaningless chatter and gossip. Instead, they seek out conversations that stimulate the mind and nourish the soul. Picture this. You're at a social gathering where small talk dominates. An intelligent person gently shifts the conversation to something more thought-provoking, a book, current events, or a philosophical question. This elevates the dialogue and leaves everyone feeling more enriched. Such intentional interactions reflect a deeper principle in Stoicism: focus only on what truly matters. The Stoics believed in the power of meaningful dialogue as a vehicle for growth and wisdom. And now, let's move into page 2, where we'll explore why the people you talk to and the topics you choose shape not just your thoughts, but your entire identity. Continuing from the last section where we explored the value of meaningful conversations and intentional interaction, now we turn to a crucial quality that intelligent people share: intellectual humility. Wisdom isn't about knowing everything. It's about knowing that you can't know everything. Intelligent individuals understand this deeply. They're unafraid to admit when they don't know something, and that humility creates valuable space for new ideas and insights to enter. They recognize that in our highly connected world, willful ignorance isn't just a personal limitation. It can lead to bad decisions, misunderstandings, and even harm to others. That's why they commit to continuous growth, a cycle of learning, unlearning, and relearning. This intellectual rhythm allows them to approach complexity with clarity and insight. Take the realm of social or political issues. It's easy to fall into echo chambers, consuming media that only reinforces our existing beliefs. But the intelligent challenge themselves to step beyond these comfort zones. They seek out diverse information, engage in respectful dialogue with opposing views, and strive to understand the broader picture. This not only expands their minds, but nurtures empathy, something desperately needed in today's divided world. This principle also applies to their personal lives. Intelligent individuals are willing to face hard truths about themselves, whether it's acknowledging a flaw, owning a mistake, or confronting a limiting belief. That bravery to look within is at the heart of Stoic practice, where self-examination is a sacred act of aligning actions with inner values. They also have the courage to think independently. They don't conform just to fit in. Instead, they critically evaluate norms and traditions. Their independence of thought leads to creative problem-solving and decisions that honor their authentic self. We live in a world that praises inclusion, yet often pressures conformity. From how we dress to what we believe, messages about how to be bombard us daily. But intelligent people see through this. They understand that the crowd isn't always right, and the familiar isn't always wise. The Stoics emphasized integrity and authenticity. They urged us to stay true to ourselves even if it means walking alone. Intelligent individuals reflect this beautifully. They protect their individuality and understand that their unique perspectives are not a liability, but a gift. Think about Socrates, Galileo, or Einstein, great minds who defied the norm and changed history. What if they had stayed silent? Intelligent people today honor that legacy by questioning the world and imagining new possibilities. They also realize that conformity can blur personal identity. When we mold ourselves to others' expectations, we risk losing touch with our deepest values and passions. That's why they prioritize authenticity, living in alignment with their inner compass rather than external validation. And they bring this principle into their relationships too. They surround themselves with people who respect their independence and support their growth. They avoid toxic circles where conformity is enforced and instead seek out communities that celebrate diversity of thought. Now let's continue to page 3, where we'll explore an often overlooked element that silently shapes the long-term growth of every intelligent mind. In the previous part, we explored independent thinking and staying true to one's values. Now let's dive into another powerful trait of intelligent individuals, the ability to not take things personally, a subtle but transformative skill. Wise people don't get easily offended. They understand that most reactions from others are shaped by those individuals' own perceptions, insecurities, or unresolved issues. They know that not everything is about them, and that's a powerful realization. This perspective allows them to separate their self-worth from outside judgments, preserving their emotional balance and inner peace. Imagine someone criticizes your work or throws a dismissive comment your way. The instinctive reaction might be hurt or anger, but intelligent individuals pause. They assess whether the critique truly reflects their abilities or if it's just a projection of the other person's internal struggles. This pause gives them the power to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting emotionally. This mindset aligns beautifully with Stoic philosophy, which teaches us to focus on what we can control and accept what we cannot. Intelligent people embody this wisdom by not letting external opinions disturb their peace. They know that their value isn't determined by others' validation, but by their own principles and actions. By not personalizing every situation, they gain clarity. When faced with criticism or conflict, they step back and analyze it from various angles. They empathize with others' viewpoints. This broader understanding enhances their social interactions and supports healthier relationships. To them, empathy and perspective are far more powerful than defensiveness. They also understand that constantly taking things personally leads to unnecessary stress and anxiety. By releasing the need for approval, they liberate themselves from the exhausting task of pleasing everyone. They move forward guided by their internal compass, pursuing their goals with authenticity and calm purpose. This inward-focused mindset allows them to grow freely. They remain open to feedback, even when it's harsh or unfair. Instead of rejecting criticism outright, they extract value from it. This openness is a mark of true intellectual humility, a trait deeply respected in Stoicism. When faced with a problem, intelligent individuals don't rush to conclusions. They pause, observe, and evaluate from multiple perspectives. They consider options, adapt strategies, and view setbacks as learning opportunities. Rather than being frustrated, they remain curious and resilient. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Intelligent people live by this. They use obstacles as stepping stones for growth. They seek input from others, mentors, colleagues, books, and welcome diverse viewpoints that enrich their path. building. On our last reflection, where we explored the importance of learning from multiple viewpoints, let's now focus on a crucial trait of truly intelligent individuals: the ability to receive feedback with humility and strength. Smart people know that learning from others doesn't just sharpen their problem-solving skills, it also leads to more creative and effective outcomes. They understand that not every problem needs to be solved immediately. Instead, they prioritize based on urgency and importance, allocating their time and energy wisely. This strategic mindset helps prevent burnout and leads to better, more sustainable results. At times, they even choose to step back and let things unfold naturally, knowing that patience often leads to clarity. They value feedback, whether kind or harsh, as an opportunity to grow. Rather than avoiding critique, they lean into it. They show up, give their best, and remain open to what comes back. For them, feedback isn't a threat, it's a gift. It's a sign of wisdom to care more about personal growth than defending the ego. Picture this. You receive criticism on a project you poured your heart into. It stings. But the intelligent mind pauses, breathes, and says, "What truth might be in this?" That question turns discomfort into discovery. They listen fully, no interruptions, no defensiveness. They aim to understand, not to reply. This deep listening not only clarifies the message, but shows respect to the one offering feedback. It builds a culture of trust, honesty, and collaboration. They also distinguish wisely between constructive criticism and harmful noise. They don't let toxic comments shake their confidence. Instead, they filter, extract what's useful, and move on stronger. And that open posture doesn't just benefit them, it strengthens the team. When people feel heard and respected, they contribute more freely. A culture of feedback creates powerful results born not from individual brilliance, but from collective wisdom. Alongside feedback, intelligent people also embody something essential: emotional regulation. They notice when emotions are clouding their judgment. Instead of rushing decisions, they pause to regain clarity. They weigh the pros and cons before taking action. They recognize that emotions, while natural and powerful, can lead us astray when left unchecked. So they train themselves to respond, not react. They choose calm over chaos and awareness over impulse. This principle lies at the heart of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics taught that while we can't control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. And by focusing on what is within our control, our thoughts, choices, and mindset, we preserve our peace and make wiser decisions. Building on our last insights about regulating emotions and keeping a rational mindset, let's now dive into the daily strategies that intelligent individuals use to stay calm, aware, and in control. One powerful method they apply is simply taking a step back. When emotions rise, instead of reacting immediately, they pause, breathe deeply, and allow the intensity to settle. That brief pause creates space for clarity to return. It's a small action, but in the practice of Stoicism, this kind of mindful awareness is deeply transformative. Smart individuals also process their emotions by journaling or speaking with a trusted friend or mentor. By putting emotions into words, they unravel their complexity. They gain insight into not just what they feel, but why. This deeper understanding makes room for thoughtful choices instead of emotionally driven reactions. Crucially, they differentiate between feeling an emotion and acting on it. Just because you feel anger or fear doesn't mean you must act out. They acknowledge their emotions without allowing them to steer their behavior. This separation helps align their actions with their values and long-term goals, not fleeting emotional waves. They also understand that physical and mental fatigue can cloud their judgment. So they prioritize self-care, sleep well, eat nourishing meals, stay active, and take breaks. These habits sharpen their ability to make sound decisions, especially in high-pressure moments. In tough situations, intelligent people stay grounded. They turn to deep breathing, meditation, or visualization to maintain focus. These practices reduce anxiety and enhance clarity, just as the Stoics recommended for a calm and rational mind. Another key habit, being mindful of media consumption. They know that mindless scrolling or relying on biased sources can subconsciously shape beliefs, so they choose media with intention. They seek diverse perspectives, reliable facts, and challenge their own assumptions to form well-rounded opinions. In our digital age, we're constantly bombarded with content. Without awareness, we fall into passive consumption, scrolling for hours without reflection. But intelligent people resist this. They become masters of their media diet, filtering what they allow into their minds. They limit distractions and seek enriching content, books, educational podcasts, insightful documentaries. This intentional approach fuels growth and clarity rather than clutter and confusion. They're also aware of how sensationalist media can distort reality. Many news outlets have agendas, shaping stories to evoke emotional responses. Intelligent people stay alert. They ask questions, they think critically, and they live by the Stoic principle, focus on what you can control. As we've just explored, intelligent people approach media and information with intention, often seeking out diverse sources that challenge their own assumptions. This active openness to perspectives different from their own helps shape well-rounded, balanced viewpoints rooted in critical thinking. Another essential habit is setting clear boundaries with media consumption. Intelligent individuals understand that constant connectivity, especially to social media and news, can lead to information overload, anxiety, and even burnout. That's why they carve out designated times to check updates, fostering a healthier relationship with technology and protecting their focus and peace of mind. Beyond consuming, they actively discuss and process what they've learned. Whether it's a book, podcast, or documentary, they engage in thoughtful conversations with friends, family, or colleagues. This exchange of ideas helps refine their understanding and opens up new ways of seeing the world. It's a powerful reminder that learning is not a solitary act, but a shared journey. Intelligent people invest deeply in personal development across multiple domains: emotional intelligence, social skills, health, finances, creativity, and spirituality. Whether through reading, courses, or lived experience, they're always looking for ways to grow. This commitment mirrors the Stoic philosophy of cultivating virtue and wisdom throughout life. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to let personal growth slip through the cracks. But intelligent people understand that personal development is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Investing in their own growth helps them stay strong, adaptable, and fulfilled amid life's ever-changing landscape. They particularly emphasize emotional intelligence, knowing that managing their emotions and empathizing with others is key to building strong relationships. They practice self-awareness, emotional regulation, motivation, empathy, and social finesse, skills that boost not just connection, but inner peace and long-term well-being. Social skills are another priority. Intelligent individuals hone their ability to communicate clearly, collaborate, and build genuine relationships. By learning to listen actively and speak with clarity and grace, they become positive forces in their communities and workplaces. When it comes to health, they embrace a holistic view. Body, mind, and spirit are interconnected. They stay active, eat mindfully, sleep well, and meditate. These habits nourish their energy, clarity, and vitality, fueling both productivity and joy. Financial literacy is also a core area of growth. They educate themselves about saving, budgeting, and investing. By developing strong money habits, They reduce stress, secure their futures, and gain the freedom to support their goals and loved ones without fear. Creativity, too, is vital. Intelligent people make space for artistic expression through music, writing, art, or play. Creative outlets not only spark innovation and problem-solving, but also bring joy and emotional release. They recognize that creativity enriches both personal happiness and collective inspiration. Even as they take risks and pursue big dreams, they remain grounded in prudence and discipline. They weigh decisions carefully, seek out reliable advice, and act with intention. This thoughtful approach gives them an edge, not because they rush forward, but because they move with wisdom and strength. And it's with this mindset that we now journey into the next chapter, where these values take root in action, guiding us toward a deeper, more purposeful life of inner freedom and fulfillment. Continuing from the previous part, where we explored the importance of intentional growth and balanced living, intelligent individuals also approach decisions, especially risky ones, with clarity and caution. The key message here is that intelligence isn't just about cognitive sharpness or academic brilliance. It extends to how a person lives consciously and makes deliberate choices. By avoiding the 10 common pitfalls we've discussed, intelligent people carve out a path that reflects their core values, dreams, and a vision for a life filled with depth and purpose. While embracing risks is often essential for growth and achievement, they understand the difference between smart risks and reckless gambles. They are willing to step outside their comfort zone, but only when they've done their homework and are fully aware of the consequences. This blend of boldness and prudence allows them to pursue opportunities without endangering themselves unnecessarily. The Stoics taught us that rational thinking and mindful action are critical. One must consider both the immediate and long-term consequences of their choices. Intelligent people embody this mindset by carefully weighing pros and cons, minimizing harm while seeking to maximize the value of each decision. When faced with uncertainty, they start by gathering as much information as possible. They do research, ask the right questions, and consult trusted experts. This thorough preparation grounds their decisions in reality, not emotion or impulse. Moreover, they assess how each choice impacts their short and long-term goals. They're aware that unnecessary risks could disrupt their progress, so they align each action with their broader vision and priorities. They also embrace contingency planning. Even the most well-crafted strategy can go sideways, and they know it. That's why they always have backup plans in place, ready to pivot if needed. This kind of preparedness reflects the Stoic idea of expecting adversity and staying resilient through challenge. Another powerful trait: they seek diverse perspectives. Recognizing that their view may be limited, they listen to advisors, mentors, and peers. This collective wisdom helps them spot risks or benefits they may have missed, enhancing the quality of their choices. Importantly, intelligent individuals are also aware of how their actions impact others, from family and friends to larger communities. Their decisions are not just efficient, but ethical. They hold themselves accountable, striving to act with integrity, care, and long-term social responsibility. It's a way of living that mirrors Stoic virtues, living honorably and contributing meaningfully to the world around them. Thank you for joining us on this journey of self-mastery and personal growth. If this video brought you clarity or inspiration, we invite you to explore the suggested videos on your screen for more insights. We appreciate your presence here at Stoic Journal. See you again in the next adventure. On this journey of inner mastery and wise living, intelligent individuals don't just sharpen their decision-making skills, they nurture a rich and grounded inner world. In a noisy, fast-paced world, they choose stillness. They choose to reflect, to listen to themselves, and to move with intention, not impulse. Whether it's major life choices or everyday habits, They live by the core Stoic principle. Focus on what you can control, release what you cannot, and treat each day as a meaningful part of the whole. Instead of reacting impulsively to chaos, they practice calm. Instead of letting emotions dictate actions, they pause, observe, and choose with reason. And that emotional discipline? It's what makes them unforgettable. Not because they shout the loudest, but because they stand the strongest in silence. They understand life doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs a direction. They're not chasing attention or applause. They're seeking growth. Quiet, steady, meaningful growth. They don't aim to be the best, just better than yesterday. That's the heart of Stoicism. To live not for praise or fear of judgment, but because you choose to live in alignment with your values. If you've made it this far, chances are there's a part of you that resonates with this too, a part that craves depth, purpose, and authenticity. And that is your beginning. So keep going. Keep investing in your emotional clarity, your intentional life, and your quiet strength. Because the strongest person isn't the loudest, it's the one who remains centered, no matter the storm. Thank you for walking this path with Stoicism philosophy. Daily, we look forward to seeing you in the next video, where you'll continue to become calmer, wiser, and more powerful with every step you take.